Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen when you focus on what is good. Because if you are focused on the negative things, there are no benefits in that. So please don't sit around and just think negative. Focus on what is good. If you are out there traveling about today, this afternoon, this evening, make sure you are keeping yourself safe. If you are driving, if you are walking, riding a bike, whatever you are doing, make sure you are keeping yourself safe. Say a prayer and stay focused. Don't be on your phone too much in the public. Keep yourself safe and keep your family members safe. And make sure you use that hand sanitizer. Yes, use your hand sanitizer. Keep your hands clean because people are still becoming ill. And it's winter time and it is flu season. So please keep yourself safe and just do your part to keep your family members safe. I have to remind you of these things because I care. So do your part. If you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. Well, I do have an inspirational quote for you today, but before I get into the inspirational quote, I would just like to thank all of you that support the podcast. I appreciate all of your help. I appreciate your comments, your feedback, your donations, of course. I always appreciate that because without you, I can't do this. So make sure you support the podcast and make sure you share this podcast with others because my intent is to inspire people and to just shed light to make your day better. So share the podcast with others. Well, my inspirational quote is, discernment is a guide for you to know when to leave, what to say, and when to be quiet. Follow all things with peace. I'm going to read that inspirational quote again. Discernment is a guide for you to know when to leave, what to say, and when to be quiet. Follow all things with peace. And I know there is somebody out there thinking, well, what is discernment? What is that? Discernment is, to some people, a gut feeling about something. And to those of us that are spiritual, discernment is a type of understanding, a spiritual impression, something that happens within your spirit that helps you to know what is about to happen, or it helps you to know what is happening. It's a guide. It's a way, I believe, it's a way that God speaks, because in the moment that you need to understand something, or in a moment when you need to apply something for more peace or for more joy, or when you need to apply wisdom, discernment will be your guide. Sometimes it could be a feeling, sometimes it could be a thought, sometimes it could be just something leading you. That something is God, that something is your spirit leading you to do something better. Also, discernment can lead you to a place of safety. Yes, discernment can lead you to a place of safety, because sometimes many of us, we make decisions thinking that we are doing the right thing. And in a moment's time, all of a sudden you will get a thought. No, I should not go there, or I should not do this or that. That's discernment leading you to safety. Because discernment is a guide. Discernment will help you to make better choices. It will guide you to more stronger and better spiritual beliefs and values. Discernment will always encourage you to choose integrity. Discernment will not allow you or won't lead you to do something that is evil. It's for your growth. It's for you to exercise understanding how to be led by your spirit and that better part of you. When you are paying attention to your life daily, when you are paying attention in a moment, you feel things, you see things, you hear things. When you are paying attention, you know what to do in a moment when you are being led by discernment. It's very easy to know what to do when you are paying attention. If you are not paying attention, then you won't know what to do. You will just make a decision that's not good, or you will make a decision that's not beneficial for you. Discernment is healthy when you understand the benefits of it. Discernment is never something to be used to accuse someone or to misunderstand someone or to think negative about someone. Because in the moment's time, if you feel something when you are talking to someone, if it's something that doesn't feel good, it doesn't mean you should judge them. If you meet someone for the first time and you feel that something is wrong, it doesn't mean you should judge them. It simply means that in that moment, that person might not be for you, or the time that you are spending with that person might not be a good time. If you are at someone's house and you feel like, oh, well, I should leave. Why should you leave? Because you feel like something is off or something doesn't feel right. It doesn't mean you should accuse someone. It doesn't mean you should think someone is evil. It means that in that moment, it might not be a good time for many reasons. But discernment should be never used to be hurtful to anyone. Spiritual discernment is applied to have understanding of what is happening spiritually. And the more you walk in discernment by understanding the benefits of it and understanding that it's for you in a good way, you should never use it not to walk in truth. You should never use it to be in agreement with falsehood. It's for you to understand the distinction between good and evil. Discernment is a spiritual gift. It's a spiritual gift. It's something used so that you will have the ability to know things other people sometimes won't know. But once again, it should never be used to accuse someone, misunderstand someone. It should never be used to hurt someone. Many of us have been in different types of relationships with different peoples at different moments in our life. And just think about this for a second. Something in you said, you need to get out this relationship. You saw the pros and cons of it all, the bad and good of the relationship, but something in you kept saying you need to leave this relationship. And then all of a sudden you just decided to ignore that gut feeling, that intuition, that discernment. You ignored it. Instead of paying attention to it, you ignored it. And then all of a sudden, something happens. And then you get a thought that comes to you and say, I gave you a warning. You were supposed to leave the relationship. Or it might not be a relationship. It could be a job that you took. It could be a decision that you made. Discernment comes to protect you. It comes to lead you. It comes to guide you. It comes and it is with you, the Spirit of truth, to help you. It never should be used, discernment should never be used to misunderstand, accuse, or hurt someone. I have to keep saying that. I have to keep saying that because sometimes people will utilize and have some level of discernment, but they are hurting others. They're judging others. They are accusing others. And discernment is not used for that reason. It should be used to grow in your faith and understanding of God and how to operate spiritually, being led by your spirit. Discernment should never be used to hurt anyone. Because the minute you use what you know to hurt someone or to judge someone or to accuse someone, now you're out of order. And the reason why I say you are out of order, because what's for you is for you. For whatever it is you learn in the moment, whatever it is you learn in the moment, is for you. It's not for you to tell someone. It's not for you to share with someone. Of course, at some point you do want to share, with others if you're having a conversation about a specific topic. But in a moment that you are allowed to understand something or know something on a different level, it's not for you to degrade someone or look at someone and say, oh, I can't be around them or I can't talk to them. No, it's not for that. Even if you know you're not supposed to be around someone or you're not supposed to be in a relationship with someone, it's not for you to make the next person feel bad. It is not for you to judge other people. For an example, I've been in many environments, many work environments, and I would see things and hear things about people spiritually and naturally, understanding what is happening in my environment. I would see things and know things about people, and guess what? I would continue to treat them normal. I would continue to love them. I would continue to just be who I am. Just because I understand something or know something does not give me the license to hurt someone or to speak badly about someone. To operate with absolute wisdom, understanding discernment, you should always have a prayer life. You should always not be quick to judge. You should always be quick to love. Even when you know something, be quick to love even more. Be quick to show mercy. Be quick to show compassion. Because whatever it is you see or understand, or whatever it is you have learned about something, that could be you. I believe God allows us to have discernment because He wants us to pray. I believe that He entrusts us to know certain things because He wants us to pray. I don't believe God wants us to know things and just start talking about it and just go from person to person saying things like, oh, I saw this and I seen this and I heard this. And no, it's not for that. That's immature. The power of understanding something spiritually and naturally is to pray about it. Because some things you can't solve. Some things you are not supposed to be involved in. If I know something about someone that is very personal, based upon my discernment or based upon me understanding what's happening with that person spiritually, if I know something, I am going to pray about it. I am going to make it a part of my daily prayer to make sure that that person is divinely cared for. Now, if I'm in a situation and me and that person is having a conversation about that specific topic, I'm still not going to say anything, but I might give them advice about something if they ask a question. But I will not go to someone and say things that person might not even understand or receive, because whatever I am allowed to know or understand based upon my gut feeling or discernment, that's for me. It's for me to pray about. It's for me to take it to God. It's not for me to create a newspaper about it and share with other people. Unfortunately and sadly, many, many years ago when I was in the four walls of the church, that's all I saw. I saw people, they understood things about one another, and sadly, immature people would go from one person talking to the next person about other people's personal affairs. And I know the next question might be from somebody that's a deep thinker out there. You might be thinking, well, why would God tell other people's business? Or why would God let people know other things about the next person if they were going to be harmful to one another? Well, guess what? All of us have gifts and talents that we were given the day we entered the world. And with those gifts and those talents that you have the free will to use them in a good way or in a bad way. Every person on this earth has gifts and talents. Some people use their gifts and talents to make money with perversion, and then some people use their gifts and talents to glorify God and make God a part of everything, and then some people use their gifts and talents just to hurt people. And will they have to answer to it one day? I believe they will have to answer to that one day. But discernment is knowledge. Discernment is something that gives you an awareness to make better decisions, to give you understanding. It helps you to identify what is pure, what is good, what is evil. It helps you to identify what is truth and what is error and what is best. And it's for you. It is a skill that is developed over time as you exercise and you practice based upon how you observe and hear and listen to understand what is happening in the moment without you saying a word. There are many things you can understand on another level when you choose to be quiet. And I'm not talking about sitting in a corner looking spooky, just thinking negative. I'm not talking about that. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about being a sociable, loving, and caring person. Showing people compassion. Showing people empathy and understanding. And at the same time you are doing that, you have understanding about what is happening in your environment. You have understanding about what is happening with yourself personally, bad or good. You understand what is happening in the midst of situations and circumstances and crises. You understand how to show up using the knowledge that you have received based upon discernment. Discernment is not for you to look like you are walking around with this superpower and you are better than people. No, it's not for you to do that either. Having the gift of discernment or having discernment is for you to be of an asset, of some type of service for others, to be a help for others. Sometimes you could be present with power being quiet. Sometimes you could be present with power just having a smile on your face. Having or using discernment, once again, it is not to hurt people. It is not to accuse people. It is not to degrade people. Having discernment and using the gift of discernment and understanding what discernment is. It's for you to be safe. It's for you to make good decisions and better choices. It's for you to have understanding. It's for you to be able to choose wisely. It's for you to be able to have understanding of all you need understanding of in the moment. In the moment of something. When you are paying attention. Because if you are distracted, you can't receive knowledge at 100 if you are distracted. People that accuse people and people that constantly misunderstand people, I look at those type of people as if they just don't pay attention. Because if you are paying attention to something, then you will seek to understand the thing you are paying attention to. But if you are not paying attention, and if you are not listening intently, then that means that you won't have understanding, and then here comes accusation. A lot of miscommunication comes from the lack of one person not fully 100 paying attention. So, I hope that what I have said helps you in some type of way to understand what discernment is. It's a motivation to love. Why? Because when you see people through the lens of understanding who they are, what they're going through, you can't judge. When you have an intuition of something that might not be good concerning an individual, you, in that moment, you will want to help more. Yes, if someone is not a good person and they've done other people wrong and they're just not a good person, and you see that this person is not a good person, you still don't have to judge them. You still don't have to treat them wrong or bad in any kind of way, but you can in that moment use the knowledge that you receive to separate yourself from that person. You can set barriers with that person. Don't position yourself to get hurt if you know or you sense that there's something about this person that's uncomfortable. Many of us have received knowledge about people and we continue with the relationship. We continue to get close to these people. We continue to walk into environments. And then when we walked into these environments and when we attached ourselves to these people, what happened? We got hurt. Think about that for a second. Think about it, because all that I'm saying is real. It's very, very real. And the more you pay attention to your intuition, your gut feeling, that discernment that you know you feel, when you pay attention to that, pray about it. And as you continue to exercise in that way to seek understanding about what is coming to your awareness, then you will grow in knowledge to apply wisdom using discernment. Take baby steps to understand what discernment is. But don't take steps by accusing others and judging others and hurting others, because I have seen people do it and it is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. Because when you understand something, when you really understand something, if you see someone hurting, you won't have to talk a whole lot. You will just position yourself to help them. When you see someone that is a manipulator, you won't have to go on a defense. You could just separate yourself from them. When you see that someone is not good for you, you don't have to say it out loud. All you can do is just know what to do and what not to do with that person. So I hope that what I am saying about discernment, I hope that it is helpful. I hope it gives you something to think about. And I hope that you will use this information as a means to be better. Because my intent to share this information is to encourage you to be something better. I'm going to read the inspirational quote again before I conclude. Discernment is a guide for you to know when to leave, what to say, and when to be quiet. Follow all things with peace. Because peace is something we must live in every single day. And if you are not using discernment for the sake of wisdom, that means you are not using it with power. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. Please share this podcast with others. And if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. Once again, if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor, or you can give at Venmo at SB Favor. And if you want to reach out to me via email, I can provide information for you to send donations in other kind of ways. My email is sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. And you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. You can find me everywhere. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find me there. All of the social media handles I just mentioned, subscribe to me there as well. Thank you so much for listening. And lastly, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave me some feedback. Click like, and like I said, make sure you share this podcast with others. There are so many people that need to be inspired. They need to be motivated. They need the truth about things that are happening every single day. So share this podcast with others. I don't do gossip. I just talk about what is necessary to be a better person, to have a better family, to do things in decency and order, to keep a smile on our faces. That's what I talk about. No gossip. I might do current events every now and then, but I'm not going to do gossip because I just don't. So thank you so much for listening. You have a good day.